So congratulations today on your win in the single speed category.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so take me through some of the differences, because this was a technical course.
It was.
It was a little bit slick, so take me through some differences.
Okay, a couple of things that I would just note. I've run this race 2 years ago. I skipped last year, but I will say that Sly Fox has done a really good job of like utilizing the area that they have, like with all the woods, and then like some of the features they can incorporate around the venue itself. I think they do a really good job every year of like adding new features. And that's just a really cool thing that not a lot of people will do. Like sometimes a promoter will just stick with the same old course, but these guys really change it up a little bit every year, and that keeps it interesting from year to year. So even if you've done the race this year, it might be a little bit different next year, and I think they do a great job of that. And that's something that I just like would definitely notice between this race and some of the other races. Specifically in single speed, you know, you kind of never know what the course is going to be like in advance, so you kind of have to commit to the gear you're riding because obviously you can't shift. But that's all part of the game too, and it's kind of fun.
So how did you choose your gearing for today?
Well, in particular, I don't ever actually change my gear, so I don't actually think about that, although I know some people do. In my case, I just stick with whatever I usually ride, and it usually works out in the long run.
So why don't you take me through the start here, because it was quite fast, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you're spinning like crazy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, obviously, since I can't shift into a higher gear, everyone kind of has to settle at a certain cadence. But then there's still like a little bit of room within like how fast you can spin, especially in the beginning. That does make a pretty big difference, especially since it's so technical. It's a little bit harder to pass once you get into the race. The uphill start is a great place to like settle into either a good position or like maybe a little bit of a conservative position. And in my case, I thought I wanted to get ahead before a little bit more of the technical aspects of the course came into place, so I tried to go for the whole shot, which is not usually like me, but in this case today it was.
So how long have you been riding with the single speed?
About 14 years. Wow. Yeah, a little while. It's primarily the way I like to race. Whether or not I'm riding in the single speed category or in another category, I still usually race the single speed bike.
Is there anything, because I'm not super familiar with riding the single speed a lot in races, are there any like quick tips or suggestions for someone who wants to maybe try it? Or
Oh gosh,
I know it's kind of on the spot here.
No, this is the kind of thing I think about a lot actually, because I truly think a lot of people would be a little bit better riders if they race single speed. And it's not like they would necessarily be faster, but I think there would be just a different aspect to it that they could kind of like figure out something that maybe they wouldn't be thinking about if they were racing their regular geared bike. So in terms of like just the things to think about would be just, I don't know, it's hard to say this, but like honestly just committing to it once will help you like understand a little bit more about the way you ride, and it helps you to focus on certain things that you might not be focusing on if you weren't like forced to. And those are the things that like I appreciate about it, and that's why I keep doing it. Like I know I might be faster on a geared bike, but I feel better about how I ride on a single speed.
Gotcha.
And so it's difficult to explain because you almost have to like try it in a race or maybe two, just to kind of like get your mind around the idea, but it does change the way you ride. And that's something that like I immediately just like connected with, and that's why I continue to do it.
So it's definitely worth trying.
It's definitely worth trying. It's definitely worth trying, and there's a number of ways you can try it. You don't have to fully commit to the whole brand new bike, but in the long run, it's worth committing and trying at least a couple times, I'd say.
Gotcha.
You know, it's kind of fun.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations again on your win.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Appreciate it.